Right foot to top. Doncaster Rovers have done it.
So I've let 24 hours, pass, or more than 24 hours, since the 1-0 defeat yesterday against Charlton. I wanted to wait until today, to be honest, to do the review, because it's just, whichever way you look at it, it's just a very, very poor situation. I think the club's situation at the moment it's in a dire one. It really is in a dire situation. When you look at the table, it's still a 4-point gap. Fleetwood's got 2 games in hand. A couple of other teams got a game in hand. Yes, they might not win them, but we're not exactly doing ourselves any favours to close the gap, are we? And, with Gillingham pulling away as well, they're going to be safe. They've turned it around with an experienced manager in Neil Harris. Walsall in League 2 got Michael Flynn. Paul Simpson, that was linked to our job. 5 wins in 6 with Carlisle. I know there's levels to the job, but come on. Why can't we turn it around? Why do other teams turn it around and we can't? There's so many faults with this situation. And I do put some of the blame on Gary McSheffrey for that performance, because in the first place, tactical selections. Why is Geordie Awula playing any kind of football at this club? Why is he on the pitch? Josh Martin should have started. And when you look at the reasons as to why he didn't select him, it wasn't the right type of game. Are you mad? Look what happened when he came on. It was making them work. Instant impact. I could see Martin wanting it as soon as he came on the flipping pitch. How can this be a different game? Why you're not starting him? You start him, you get an instant impact. We shouldn't be relying on Josh Martin to be an impact sub on his own. That's not enough in our situation. Let him start the game, let him run him about, let him make his impact right from the beginning. And then the last 10-15 minutes, bring on Geordie Awula up front if you need to give Martin a rest, if he can't play full 90. Dadu as well. What did he do in that game? Apart from stay up the pitch. Belly won a header. Aidan Bowler at right wing back. He had a crossing opportunity in the first half, which he put in, but nothing came out of it. Put him up against Blackie Taylor. Jesus Christ. I felt sorry for the kid. I felt sorry for Aidan. I really did. It's only 4 or 5 players come out of that game with any kind of holding their head up. Tommy Rowe, Joe Alowu, Matt Smith, John Bostock, Josh Martin. But the one main player, the main one, Jonathan flipping Mitchell. If it wasn't for our goalkeeper, it'd have been 4-5-6. It'd have been another 6-0 battering if it wasn't for Jonathan Mitchell. And you know what? I'm going to do something that maybe 5 months ago I wouldn't have said I'd do. When we announced Jonathan Mitchell as a new signing, I was like, look at his record at where he's been to, and look, he couldn't get into Hartlepool's team. That sent me red flags already with the signing. So I was like, let's see what happens, but I don't know what's going to happen with this signing. I'm about to do this right now. Jonathan Mitchell, I am sorry. I am so sorry that I doubted any part of you being successful. You have been our underrated signing of the season. Big time. He saved us more times than got us in trouble. Yes, the second goal was, he didn't do good to end up saving it anyway. The second goal he caught, the second opportunity, the second save he caused himself. And, there was a couple of a few distribution errors, etc. But look at what Mitchell can do when he's called upon. It could have been 5 or 6 without Jonathan Mitchell. It really, really could. saves the penalty, which, in my opinion, was a penalty. Charlton should have had a red card. I'm not using this as an excuse, but the referee was poor. I'll put that out there right now. He was poor. He was absolutely diabolical. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I'm not letting the referee be an excuse for how poor we were in that game. But Jonathan Mitchell, for that penalty, good save. Gets called upon. Save, 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 save. And the goal we conceded, I don't know if we could do much more with that, to be honest. It was just, I don't know if he kind of mishit it or sort of slightly mishit it, or he didn't get his full body around for this shot, Jayden Stockley, but it was enough to go in the back of the net. You know, I think Ollie Youngler got turned for his man for the assist for the goal. So I think Ollie needs to look at himself a little bit for the goal we conceded. Got turned quite easy in my opinion. But yeah, it's just, without Mitchell it would have been 5 or 6. But why are we relying on our goalkeeper to make sure it stays not 5 or 6? Make sure it stays 1-0. Still embarrassing. Charlton ran us ragged. Ragged. We had a little spell. We go 1-0 down and we did jack all until the last 5 minutes when we had urgency. And our one shot on target. Guess what minute? The 96th minute. That is not a team that's trying to survive. That is a team saying, we're down, we're going down, let's prepare for League 2 next season. Some of those players will be thinking, well, we're going down, but I'm leaving the club in the summer anyway. I don't give a rat's backside about Doncaster Rovers Football Club, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of players. I'm not going to name and shame. People will judge for themselves who they think they are. But I'm sick of players playing for a wage check. I am sick of players playing to be in a shop window this summer. I am sick and tired of players that don't give a damn about that badge. We've had it for two, 3 years now. And I'm sick of it. What have we done since Marquise left in the striker position? Kwame Thomas, who recently sold Christmas trees. Rakesh Bingham, where's he playing now? Someone let me know. The only good ones, or the only not rubbish ones, I'd say probably Niall Ellis is one of them. And look where he's at now. Plymouth, Argyle, scoring goals. Alfie May. He left the club. Darren Moore said he weren't good enough. He scored against him. And that's another one, Darren Moore. That's when the spiral started. When Darren Moore left this football club for Sheffield Wednesday. And you know what? Looking back, I don't blame him. I really, really don't blame him for leaving. Because if you've got players that don't care over the past year and a half, what's even the point of staying? If you've been offered a deal by another club to get better out of your career, you go with that option. So looking back, I don't blame him. I really, really don't. But where does it leave us? And then when you've got a flipping manager coming out after the match about the relegation zone and saying, if it happens, it happens. What? What? Are you having me on? Are you having me on? If it happens, it happens. I don't care if the gap's still 4 points. That's us down. As soon as those words left his mouth, I knew we were down. I knew we were down. I knew that's our season done. 6 games left. Most fans think we're not going to get another victory this season. And look at the games we've got. Wycombe, Crewe, Bolton, Shrewsbury, Burton, Oxford. Wycombe, never say die team, fighting for a top 6 finish. They're going to be up for it. And if we don't switch on, it will be 6. No matter whether Mitchell has a good game or not, it will be 6. Crewe, our next home game. That's the only game I could see us getting points out of. Crew. And it might not even be a win. We might end up drawing. I generally think we could draw 0-0 or 1-1 in that game. My prediction might change 2 weeks from now, but that is what I think the scoreline will be. Bolton. They're going to destroy us. James Trafford keeping a clean sheet in goal. They will annihilate us if we don't switch on. Shrewsbury. 1 against Rotherham. 1 against Lincoln. They might be safe, so there might be a point out of that. Because they might be playing for safe. Now they're technically safe. They might not, put as much on themselves now. But they're still gonna put in a good performance, and we will not win that game. Because Shrewsbury putting in good performances these past few weeks. Steve Cottrell's done well to keep that side out of trouble. Last home game against Burton. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's team's been on a bit of inconsistent form at times, but they've still got some quality players in there that could do some damage. And then we're away at Oxford. We could be going out of League One with a whimper. Oxford could annihilate us, especially if they need at least a point or 3 to confirm the top 6 finish on the last day of the season. They could murk us. They could murk us. So out of those 6, out of a possible 18 points to play for, I can only see us getting 2. Between 2 and 6, if we get wins against Crewe and Shrewsbury, but 6 points, is that even going to be enough? If we get a win against Crewe and Shrewsbury, but everyone else keeps losing the rest of their games and we keep losing the rest of our games, but somehow we escape relegation, we've got out of jail. We've seriously got out of jail. I don't think we're going to stay up now. But if we get wins against Crewe and Shrewsbury, and we somehow stay up because everyone loses around us for the rest of the season, we've seriously got out of jail big time. On the position of Gary McSheffrey as manager, look, he's not my first choice, but if he's here next season, no matter what, we'll see what he does with the recruitment this summer. And I'm telling you now, if our recruitment in the summer is absolutely diabolical, I'm having words, first of all, with the club, and secondly, I think we'll struggle in League 2 next season. I think we'll really struggle. And look, some of it's not Gary's fault, I know. But when he makes bad tactical selections, and when players don't turn up for him, he might be telling a completely different thing to what the players are doing. The players might be hoofing it up. Gary McSheffrey might be telling them to, play more along the ground. We don't, if anyone's watching this that was sat behind Gary McSheffrey and hearing those conversations, let me know what he's been saying. I might go to the box office for the next home game and say, for one game, can I sit behind the goal? Can I sit behind the manager's dugouts? Because I want to hear exactly what Gary McSheffrey and Frank Sinclair are saying. Because if they're saying something different to what the players are doing, then something's not connecting for me. Something's not connecting. Something, whatever it is. Something's not translating from the training pitch to the actual pitch. Charlton should have deserved more goals out of that. Absolutely deserved more goals than that. And we go on to Wickham next weekend. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be travelling on the away supporters coach. Any Wickham fans want to see me at the ground before the game to be on the vlog or do fan cams before the match, then please message me on my socials, there's a description down below. Any Rovers fans that want to meet up with me at the stadium to do fan cams or be on the vlog, again, socials in the description down below. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, because if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't want to talk. Because look at our situation. This is the worst 12 months I have seen at a football club in modern history for a long time. Well, not any club, let's not go twisted here, because Bury have had it worse, Macclesfield have had it worse. This is the worst 12 months I've seen at Doncaster Rovers in my personal lifetime. Other people remember the Richardson days. I remember looking at the Richardson days. That was the absolute worst in our history, bar none. In terms of results on the pitch, this is nearly on par with that season when we went out of the Football League under Ken Richardson. People are saying the results were actually worse, feel worse now than they did back then, which says a lot about where the club's heading if we're not careful. So, you know, people know my stance on the boards. I'm not someone who's going to scream board out. I'm not one of those people. But I will say, but I did say in past videos, I will say time for change. And when I say time for change, I mean change the football structure. That's what I want out of this football club. Bring a director of football, bring in more staff, group them together, let them deal with the football side of things, let Baldwin, Blunt and Bramall deal with the business and financial side of things and keeping us debt-free, and just let the football people deal with the football club. Keep the Club Doncaster model, but let the football people run the football club their way. And let the rest of Club Doncaster keep running as it is, because it's run very well, the Club Doncaster. It's run debt-free and very well. But let the football side of things be run by football people and let them control the finance on the football side of things. Let them do with everything to do with football. Finances, recruitment, staff, facilities, everything. Let them deal with it. Let's have a business CEO in Gavin Baldwin, and let's have a football CEO or a sporting director as a chief executive of the football side of things. Let's change the football structure. Because if we keep running the way we are, the football side of things, in my personal opinion, we're going to go further and further down. And we're going to struggle to go up next season from League 2. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I am the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye. I'm off for a John Smith's.